What's up, YouTube? It's Appalachian ADV Rider here, bringing you another knife unboxing. Here we go. What do we got here? As you can see from the description, it's a new Strider. That's right. Finally got a new one. I have an unboxing of this knife right here, the SNG. And it was the very first Strider I ever got. And I think it's a kind of an interesting review. It's a interesting unboxing. So there's a lot of things I wasn't expecting. Like the fact that it comes in a plastic bag. And that the knife was not sharp. And it wasn't centered. And it was a lot of things that I was not expecting. So hopefully this is different. We'll see. This is a blacked out edition of the SMF. Ooh, check it out. This came straight from Strider. Nice. All right. I like this scale here. I would have preferred an all titanium, natural titanium knife, but you know, I got what I could get, so let's check this out right away. Wow, it's actually pretty centered. Can you see that? Yeah, it's actually pretty centered. This is in Magnacut. Before I open it, let's weigh it. Here we go. Turn it on. See, I want to see if you can see the numbers. That's in grams. Can you see the numbers? Maybe right there you can. It's 187 grams. And 6.6 ounces. That's a good weight. I like a heavy knife. So 6.6, absolutely. And I like this pivot that they do. They have different pivot designs. But I really enjoy this one. And that's like you use a typical tool for it. I think it's a T40 or something. Don't quote me on that. When I do a full review on this knife, I'll tell you what that is. All right, let's do the first rollout. Oh, nice action too. Oh, wow. That actually was pretty good. Man, this is a good sized knife right here. Giddy up. Yes. Now, I'm not sure what kind of coating this is. It's definitely doesn't feel like a DLC. I wonder if it's some sort of powder coating, which I wonder how well it's going to last. So we'll find out. Okay. That feels sharper than this knife when it came in. Man, this knife was not sharp at all. You got to check out that review. Couldn't even cut paper. So this is a heavier stock paper. Let's see how it does. Hey, not horrible. Man, it feels like there's a lot of control here. And that feels really good. I like it. Nice and thick. So here, these are blade stops. So it looks like the knife is on washers. You can you can see it right there. There's two washers on either side. They look pretty big. You know, there's no lock stick yet, but, you know, typically these will have lock stick for a while until they don't. This is actually much better action than this little guy here. Now let's check out the size before we get into any more specifics. I'll put my little measuring thing over here. You know I like a big knife, so this is a big knife. Woo, there we go. 9 inches versus 8 1/4. So 3/4 of an inches, maybe a little bit more than, because this is just over 9, a hair over 9 inches. Or let's just call that 9 inches. So it's 3/4 of an inches bigger than this, but it's also thicker here. Dimensionally, it's a thicker knife. So I like that. Let's compare that while it's open. Let's compare this to other knives while we have it open. So here's my Hinderer XM18. It's nice. I like that. Let's see. Let's compare the thickness. Oof. Wow. I like the tip on the Striders. This one seems to be actually a thinner tip. And let's get back to this guy here. One thing I liked about the SNG was how thick that tip was. Oh, can you see that? Look how thick that tip is. Versus, now this one's tapered, so, but it's still thinner. Okay. And so this one here is a hollow grind. And this one is a saber grind. Like a flat grind from here down. So it's a thinner tip because of that. Because this could start off really thick and then they cut into it. But I like it. I wonder what this coating is. I'm not sure. I bet you this coating will get all scuffed up. So we'll see. Anyway, let's get back to the size differences here. So, you know, this is a full-size knife. And then this certainly is bigger. Let's compare it to my Demko AD20, I think it's called, or 20 AD. I think it's AD20. So it's bigger than that. It is slightly thinner, but the ergonomics on this knife is amazing on the SMF. I really enjoyed the ergonomics on that knife. All right, what do we got here? XM24. Let's get it back to its measurements here. So the XM24 is the big dog in my collection at, you know, 9 1/4. The XM24, where this is exactly 9 inches. What else do we got? We got a SOCOM Elite. And that is actually a little bit bigger, I guess. Well, I mean, if you count this glass breaker, which I won't count it. But that does have great ergonomics. But, man, I like this knife. Yeah, I like Striders. Check it out. It's got a little play in it. Absolutely a little play. So maybe we'll get a tool out and see if we can tune that a little bit. Maybe that's why the action's not so bad. You know, it's not as stiff. All right. These will typically take a while to work themselves in, and then it would become somewhat smooth. Like if you look at my SNG, there was tremendous lock stick with it. Now there's none. And you can shake it closed, where this one you can't. But that will change, I guarantee you. All right, see, what else it's compared to other knives that people might have? A Sebenza 31. So 8 1/4. What else? A Rita Hogue, as I call it. It's just a big, big knife. I like it. It feels tactical. Absolutely feels tactical. The jimping's nice. I think that's enough comparisons, really. Well, let's just try one more. See if I can flick this out first of all. Not yet. I mean, these are really not thumb studs. So, yeah, this will take a while. I guarantee you that will get smooth. All right, let's compare it to my Chavez 229. Love this knife. So it's, you know, 3/4 of an inch bigger, something like that. Good size. Anything else I want to compare it to? I'm just looking around here. No. One last one. My Kumu Padre. Love this knife. So it's like a full inch bigger than this. This is 8 inches. This is 9 inches. 9 inches. All right, let me clean this desk off. Okay, you know what? I got some tools here. And I'm going to try to get rid of some of this play. You know what? Now there's not a lot of play. I don't know. I feel it right there. It's a tiny, tiny bit. All right, so you know what? I'm not really sure what size this thing is. Actually, I have several different Torx bits, and a lot of the T30s didn't fit, but this one fits perfectly. So I'm not sure what it's supposed to be. And then I have this 3/16, and that fits pretty good too. So I'm just going to go ahead and try the 3/16 because that felt really good. They both felt really good. Let's see. So it's centered perfectly, or, well, not really. It's a little off. Let's see what happens when I tighten it. This should, oh, look at that. That's just free spinning. Okay. I guess I need 2 of these. Okay, hold on. Okay, well, I guess it's a good thing that I have 2 of these. Let's try this. Whoops, upside down. See what happens when I'm going to see if this thing moves its centering. Now, I think it should push it this way, which is not the direction I want to push it in. Didn't really move it too much. Oh, that locked it in, so that ain't going nowhere. So that's no good. Move it, loosen it a little bit. I can already see the coating's wearing a little track mark in there. I wonder what kind of coating that is. And you can see the detent hole has a silver lining to it. Man, I hope this coating doesn't get all scratched up. All right, so I just made it worse. Let's try this again. Looks like there's a very fine line. I might have to Loctite this in. What I'm going to do is I'm going to just play with it, get it loosened in a little bit, and then I'll take it apart and tighten it up to where it needs to be. There, a little bit. That's a real stiff opening methodology, but that's real stiff. Okay, I made it real stiff. Whew. But it's rock solid. All right. I'm going to loosen it up. Man, it just seems like there is a very fine line between perfect, or, you know, I haven't even found perfect yet, between loose and tight. I'm talking, that was a tiny little motion there. Let's see. Okay. All right, you know what? I'm going to live with that right here and see if it plays in. I felt a tiny bit of movement there, but quite honestly, I barely moved it, and it was too tight in its position, and now not really sure. I'm just going to play with it, open and close it, and see how it goes. All right, so what do I think about this knife? Man, the ergonomics on a Strider, if you have not played with either a SMF or an SNG, ergonomics are amazing. I love the hardware that he uses. Now, with this coating, it's hard to tell, how industrial it is, but, that's why I like this natural finish to it. But you can see that they're like really cool looking pieces of hardware. I bet you that's a, well, let's see what size it is. Here's a T10. So these are probably T10s. Yeah. All right, T10. I love these barrel spacers. Really super cool. T10. That's probably an T8. Okay. Let's see. Is that a T8? Let's check that one out just for you guys if you want to know. Come on, baby. Yeah, T8. All right. Well, first impressions of this knife are, it's good. Let's see. Do I have a piece of paper? Okay, I found like a magazine, a flimsy magazine. This probably will suck. Oh, you know what? That's not horrible. Starts off pretty rough, but you know what? I'm gonna take my little ceramic rod here and just give it a little hone. Now let's check it out. Okay. That's not bad. Just getting started had a little issue. It's not horrible. This is a tactical knife. I mean, you carry this knife because you want to, pry open a window. It's really a self-defense knife. You can open boxes for sure. I mean, is it a utility knife? No. I mean, if I'm working, maybe in a work environment, you'd want a big knife like this because it's so tough. Oh, and it's a Magnacut. I don't know if I told you that. CPM Magnacut. It's got the, I guess, maker's mark. I don't know what that is. It's like an acorn with things surrounding it. Maybe you can see it better on this guy here. Here, can you see that mark here? So you have that on this knife. It says CPM Magnacut, that little thing, and then M Strider. The sharpening choil is very good. I mean, it's way past the plunge grind. You got quite a way to go before you would have to worry about putting a smile on it. It's slightly different than this one, how it's shaped. It's just a little bit bigger than the SNG, but it just feels more substantial. I like it. The jimping's, I wouldn't say rough, but there are some jagged points to it. But it's definitely not rough. It's got this lanyard. I'm not going to call it a hole because it's not round, but you put a lanyard in there, but let's see. Yeah, and it clears the blade, so that's actually not bad. As opposed to this one, I'm not sure what this hole's for, because if you put a lanyard in there, it's going to be, I mean, the blade goes right into the hole, part of the hole, so I'm not sure what that hole's for, but this one definitely has a lanyard thing. It's got your typical Strider clip, and then it goes into a hole here, which I like the design of this thing. It's just going to be, when it sticks out of your pocket, a lot of knife just going to stick out of your pocket. It's pretty clear that you got a big honking knife in your pocket. You know what? For as big as this thing is, it doesn't really feel real heavy. But I guarantee you that's going to take up a ton of space in your pocket. So now for me, it's not going to bother me because I only wear a knife in my knife pocket. That's the only thing I carry in that pocket. But you can see it's like definitely taller, longer. Yeah, this is a good knife. Good knife. Okay, I just went on their website and it says that this is a PVD black. And it says that the Swiss machine blacked out stainless pivot. So it looks like it's the same pivot. It's just blacked out. Give you one little twirl around. Yeah, I do like this hardware. Is that different? Well, I can't tell because this is hidden. Okay. That might be standard. But this is only my second Strider, so I have no clue if these barrel spaces are different. That is a big honking blade stop. Giant size. Here's your over travel stop. It's your lock bar stabilizer. Actually, it's a Hinderer design lock bar stabilizer. It does not have a steel lock bar insert, so it's got to be carbonized. Pretty sure that's what he does typically. Of the two that I have, that's what he's done for both of them. I mean, this could be pretty cool when it wears in a little bit, like a gunmetal. We'll see. I think it's interesting how the detent ball, it's like he coated the blade and then he put in a detent hole. So you can see a little outline of silver there. It probably makes sense. I mean, it doesn't bother me. I'm just pointing this out in the review. Yeah, I don't really care. I use my knives. If they get blemished, I really don't care. I mean, I don't want it to look all cruddy, but, you know, I don't really use my knives that hard because, you know, I'm an office worker. I mean, I'm basically opening boxes and, not really doing much with the knife. I like having a knife as a tool just in case, just like I carry a pistol just in case. I've never, ever used a pistol in a just in case scenario, but I have used knives in a practical sense, right? I mean, you can use this to do all kinds of stuff, open packages, food prep, and whatnot. And then this is Magnacut, so I mean, it's going to be rust resistant. You can just do whatever you want to it. I wonder if this PVD code, I wonder what that is. Let me look that up. Okay, I paused the video there for a little while, and I was looking at some videos on PVD coatings, and apparently that's a pretty tough coating. So we'll see. I'll get back to you, see if there's any scratches. I'm not sure I'm the great tester of any kind of hardness used for anything because, like I said, I don't really use it too much, my knives. But let's just do a little cut test. I've been playing around with it off camera. Let's see how this knife does. Man, it's got a great stabbing action. And it's got real good presence when you cut through material here. So this has got tape in it, so it's a little deceiving how it cuts. Well, it's having trouble right there. Let's see. Here's cardboard. Yeah, that just slices through it pretty well. Look at that. Oh yeah. Feels commanding. It's a great fit in the hand. I'm just trying to get a good angle on this thing here. Oh yeah, take that. Oof. Oofa! Yeah, I mean, it's got a great stabbing action. It slices through this like butter. Slides in there, slides out of there. Really cool. Yeah, I think this would be a great little box cutter for, here and there. I'm sure that'll come right out. I don't really care about the scratches, but there you go. I mean, it's not really scratches. It's probably wearing the coating smoother. Yeah, that cuts really good. So this is definitely not a slicey knife. If you want a slicey knife, you'd have to go with a much thinner cut. So this is just a thicker blade stock, and it's for endurance. And when I was off camera, I was checking out the inside of the scales here. I wanted to point out that there's no weight reduction inside the scales, but I also noticed that the pocket clip goes right through the titanium scale and kind of sticks out. Sticks out the back side of it. And it's no threat to the blade at all, but so you got steel going through titanium, which is, not horrible. It's not great, but it's not horrible. So just pointing that out. What else? I don't know. First impressions, this knife, it's really good. And so I've got a big hand. I have a 2XL hand. And, choked up on it, I've got plenty sticking out the bottom. If I'm on the finger choil, I've got plenty sticking out the bottom. If I get off the finger choil, I still have plenty. The blade is far away from my finger at that point. But even when you choke up, because of the sharpening choil, it's that much of a distance from your hand. But with your thumb right on top, you got a lot of leverage on cutting. Yeah, I mean, the Strider knives, the two that I have, are just amazing ergonomic knives. I really enjoy them. I can understand why they're part of the Trinity. I don't know if you heard about that. So there's the Holy Trinity in knives. You've got Strider, you got Chris Reeves, and you have Hinderer. So these are the 3 U.S. knife companies that are part of this Holy Trinity. To me, if you ask me, I would put Les George above all of them. I love Les George knives, but regardless of that, that fact is not how the knife industry views his knives. So maybe because he wasn't around at the time, I'm not really sure. But anyway, this is a really good knife. I think I'm going to really enjoy it. I like the larger size to it. The difference between this knife and this knife is really just not even an inch. So this is not a small knife where you could hide it. So I'm not sure why I would carry the SNG over the SMF. Let's just check out the weight. I don't know if I weighed both of them. I know I weighed this one. But here, we'll get there one more time. .4. I think so. This is what, 2 ounces lighter, and it's 2.2 ounces, 6.6. So this is 50% heavier, and this definitely feels lighter. But this has got G10 with the backspace, with the, I'm going to call that a backspacer on there. But I don't know. I still like the SMF. I like a bigger, heavier knife. What can I tell you? I cannot lie. Very good. Well, thanks for joining me. I hope you enjoyed this unboxing. I will get to use this quite a bit, and I will let you know about the PVD coating and anything else to do with this knife. I think it looked nice with the little wear marks. I like when the knife has a little personality. All right. Thanks again, and I will see you another time. Bye.